I'm excited to show you a preview of CloudyCluster running on the Google Cloud Platform, a high-performance computing solution for the cloud. To begin the preview, the first thing we'll show you is launching the control instance from the GCP console. As we begin, you'll see we fill out all the necessary information for creating an instance through the console based on the CloudyCluster image. Once launched, you can go to the IP address of the instance in a web browser. Then you'll be prompted for a key that you launched the instance. Now we go through the process of configuring the control instance by entering the pertinent information as prompted. The next step is to create the HPC environment, and this includes a login node scheduler and parallel storage. We will select Overview, then follow the prompts as required to create this new environment. As you can see, we'll go down the Quick Start path, choose a job scaling scheduler, 4 orange FS nodes, give it some storage, size, login node, scheduler node. Here's a quick pricing summary, and we'll limit the network address, and then we'll go ahead and start the creation. And as you notice, things on the screen may seem faster than they appear. In the GCP console, we'll go over and look and see that there's a new VPC, new subnets, all created for this CloudyCluster environment. Now in the GCP console, we can see all the various instance types coming up as they come up, and the corresponding instances shown also in the CloudyCluster console. As part of this creation process, all the instances have the appropriate storage mounted, all the software is configured, MPI is configured, and everything is ready to run an HPC job. Now we will launch a couple of HPC jobs to show how the Elastic HPC works. Now we will go ahead and enable Visual HPC so we can launch jobs through VNC using Tiger VNC. Now we'll go ahead and bring a console window up. On the shared storage, now we'll set up the directory structure and copy some sample jobs off of the root of the image. Now we'll go ahead and edit the MPI prime sample job and save it out as 2 different jobs, one with 2 nodes and 2 tasks per node, and also one with 2 nodes and 1 task per node. So we can illustrate launching 2 different instance types based on that configuration. Next, you will see the ccqsub command, which sounds like a familiar qsub command, but is for CloudyCluster Q or CCQ, our metascheduler, that handles all the heavy lifting of spinning up and tearing down all the nodes for the HPC jobs. And you'll see that there's an equivalent ccq stat command, and as we go through this process, you'll see as the nodes spin up on the right, and then also eventually the jobs will launch. Now we'll go back and check the qstat again, and we'll see that it's in the provisioning stage. That means all the compute nodes are being looked at and everything's being set. And now we've continued to the submitted phase, and that means it's been handed off to the local scheduler, which in this case we set up Slurm. And now we'll go ahead and launch an additional second job that you see just a second ago, and the nodes will come up. We'll go in and look at the console. Now you notice on the right the 2 nodes that have the spinning icon. That means they're actually tearing down. And the first job completed, did everything it needed to, a little bit of time elapsed, and now CCQ is automatically tearing down the nodes that are no longer needed. Now we're checking on the status of the second job, and some time has elapsed, and you'll see that that job is now completed, and those nodes are now tearing down as well. Now you'll notice also in the CloudyCluster UI that all those nodes are gone as well. Now when you're finished with an HPC environment, it's easy to go ahead and tear down. You'll start the tear down process by hitting the trash can button. It'll prompt you, you'll say OK, And then now we'll quickly and fast forward scroll through the cleaning up of the instances in both consoles, and you can see how they're cleaning up and tearing down. We'll go ahead and jump over to the network console, and you can see that all the subnets and everything, and eventually the VPC will be cleaned up as well. Now, if you're not looking to spin up another HPC environment, or it's going to be a little time before you need some computation again, you go ahead and clean up the control node as well, and this is how you proceed to do that. Now that we've cleaned everything up in our test environment, we'd like to say thank you for listening and have a great afternoon, evening, or morning.